Good morning. I'm Mark. Brendan's here too.
Morning.
Are you logged in already? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, we've been on for a little bit, apparently. We've been planning tomorrow's show and things like that.
That's right. We're going to get some thunderstorms tomorrow morning. And so wherever you are, hopefully stay safe. The rain's good news, but we'll get some lightning and wind and that sort of thing too tomorrow morning. But right now, things look good. You see the pictures here, the live shots, our camera. Sunshine and Cadillac, Gaylord, Petoskey. Now the sun's come out of the bridge too. The bridge has been a little cloudy because we've had a few showers near the bridge this morning. But most of us don't get rain at all today. Just a few showers, again, near the bridge. But today's story, I guess, is the warm temperature, because today is going to be about, depending on what town you're in, 5 to 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. And still a good day to get outside. And with the storms coming in tomorrow morning, if you have something to do and you have a choice, if you do it today or tomorrow morning, I do it today because tomorrow morning might be kind of tough to get out for a few hours anyway. Let's see. I've got a quiz question here. Which one is it? Don't remember which one I used. I think it's number one. Nope, that's not the right one. That's I have by number.
There it is.
There you go. That's the one I used. This is about the word xeric. Funny word, not used very often. Well, I don't use it at all. As a matter of fact, I just ran across it, and so I use these words in these quizzes. Don't think ever though that I use them in common conversation, because they're just as foreign to me sometimes as they are to you.
Yeah.
But they're kind of fun to play with. But xeric is an environment that means what? Xeric is, it means there's very little wind, very little moisture. He's logged in. He's ready to roll, and he'll take your answer if you'd like to answer the question. All right, we'll get the answer just a few minutes here. Part of the lower, but these are just a few light showers with a little spot of rain that's, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a little bitty wave. In weather terms, we often use the word wave. Use the word wave in describing how showers move across the map. They do look like waves, and in a lot of ways they have. They act like waves. You know, the kind of waves you see in the ocean, maybe. They do act that way sometimes, a little bit. But so that's what we do refer to them. This is a little wave. We're going to get a big wave tomorrow. It's developing on the northern end of Lake Michigan. So the northern tip of the lower, you might get another one of these passing showers. In between the showers, there's some sun, and that's not a lot of rain, and not a lot of wind. No real problem with that. But just wet streets for a few spots. Now the rain we're talking about for tomorrow, that's out there in Canada, that larger area there. That's the one that's on the way. And I'll show you what that looks like. This is like looking at the radar into the future. There's the rain this morning, and it fades away this afternoon. We get some sunshine this evening, after midnight tonight. That's when the leading edge of that line of thunderstorms moves into the region. Now that's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it's sitting right on top of us. That's a lot of rain. That'll produce from a half to a full inch of rain. It's really coming down for a few minutes, but it is moving fast, and it's only going to last a few minutes. You know how these storms are sometimes. It rains really hard for 10 or 15 minutes, then it kind of moves through. And so if that thing sat on us for hours, we get several inches of rain, but it's not going to happen. It's moving through so fast. I think we're only going to get a half to maybe a full inch of rain out of that. That's all very important, but what might be more important will be the lightning and the wind. When that line of thunderstorms comes to the area, the winds ahead of it, and behind it, and right in the middle, not just in the middle, but ahead of it, behind it, the winds are going to be gusting to maybe as high as 40 miles per hour. It'll get your attention when that comes through. And after that main line passes us in the morning, tomorrow afternoon, a few stray showers into the early evening will pop up, but most of the rain will happen tomorrow morning. So highs today, lots of 80s, a few 70s, and some sun through the clouds. And a few of us might get one of those showers I was just talking about. Tonight, we'll see 60s for lows, and we kind of muggy. After midnight, the wind, well, even in the early evening, the wind starts to pick up. But after midnight, let's say roughly 2 a.m. to 9 a.m., that neighborhood, that's when that line moves across northern Michigan. And highs will be in the low 70s. These are average highs. Friday looks to be a good day to get outside without fighting the weather. A little breezy and not as humid. Humidity will come down because it will be muggy tomorrow with the rain around. But Friday looks to be good. Saturday looks to be nice, a little warmer. About 10 degrees warmer Saturday compared to Friday, so there's a jump there. Sunday, going to be one of the hotter days we've had lately. It'll average 82 degrees in the UP and 85 in the lower. That's an average. And when I say average, around this big area we call northern Michigan, think of plus or minus 5. It might be only 80 at a beach, but inland away from the water on Sunday, it could be 90 degrees. And the humidity will pick up for the day. I think it's going to be kind of muggy. So something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. There's our quiz question. All right. Now sit back and relax a little bit. Can you hear that squeak?
Put the feet up. I don't know.
Can everybody? I wonder if people can hear that on my mic.
Yeah,
Jim can hear in the back. Yeah. My chair squeaks when I rock around in it.
It's being very vocal today. Yeah. Our friends are being vocal too in the best way possible. We have 62 degrees sun for Christopher in Farmington Hills. Hey, Paul, he's in Rogers City. We got Susan watching from sunny Kalkaska. Kathy saying good morning with that sunshine emoji there. Paul is saying good morning from mostly sunny Boyne Falls, 67 degrees. She's saying that there was no rain there where she was yesterday.
All right.
Gail saying good morning with that sunshine emoji. With the side of the chair squeaking. We got Joel saying good morning from the Pleasanton Patriots Pub, 51 degrees. Apparently he slept well last night. Glad to hear that, Joel. And he's going to be cutting firewood later today.
He's a busy guy. He's always doing something outside.
He is busy. Got Jackie. Good to hear from you, Jackie. We missed you too. It's 55 degrees in Kalkaska. The sun is shining brightly, she says. She's going to go swimming today. Got Judy saying good morning, y'all, from sunny Hillman. Happy Wednesday. She did her annual.
But I did go around it, so yeah, I did the bike thing.
Great views the entire way. Now, does the path there, does it hug the coastline?
It does. It's right. It's right along the shore. It's flat, easy, and that's the way to really do it, to see, the beauty of it all. But
what is it? The only state highway, I want to say, that's non-motorized or something like that? It has a name to it. It's M something.
Yeah. As far as I know, there are no motorized vehicles at all, but I presume there's some emergency vehicles somewhere.
On the island, I've seen, the ambulance and fire truck and police car.
But certainly no, regular, pedestrian kind of traffic, you might call it, car traffic. So yeah, if it's designated a state highway, I can't imagine any other one being a state highway that doesn't have traffic.
Yeah.
That is an oddity, yeah.
Can you look at that for me, Gab? I can't never remember. It's M1 something. Anyway, we got Kathy, our friend Kathy. Good to hear from you, watching from sunny Taylor, Michigan. And Christopher, he has a tie to Taylor. That's what it is. He lived in Taylor from the late 70s until around 1981, in case anybody was wondering. Nancy, she's our friend who lives downstate. She loves skiing. I got her confused in her other Facebook Live with somebody else. But anyway, she made it home from Georgia. Northern Georgia, she's saying, Mark, is very pretty. Do you know anything about Northern Georgia?
I was born there.
I know.
Yeah. So, yeah. She might not know that, but yeah, I was. If you're familiar with Cartersville, I have relatives or had them over the years, and in Rome and Cedartown and Calhoun. My mom was born in Lafayette. My dad and I were born in Somerville.
What about Helen, Georgia?
I'm sorry, what?
Helen, Georgia. You heard of that place?
Calhoun?
Oh, Helen, Helen.
Oh, up in the mountains. Yeah. That's not too far away. Yeah. I know Helen.
She said that she's going to be going back to Helen one of these days.
Yeah, Helen's one of those little special towns. It's up in the mountains, just kind of a quaint little town up there. And so people like to travel up to Helen. It might be a little cooler because it's higher elevation, because down around Cartersville, it's probably a little steamy this time of year.
Speaking of the heat, she said the pool made the heat bearable.
Yeah, it can be rough. And so lately they've had heat advisories, heat and humidity, the combination that makes the pool a special place.
She's saying now she's looking forward to fall here in Michigan.
Yeah.
And by the way, Gib did mention it's M185, 185. Thanks, Gib, for looking
So it
that
is
up on
it
Mackinac
is a state
Island.
highway.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
So it's a little over
8.004.
8 miles around the island on that state highway that has no traffic. No automobile traffic.
Right. Susie Q's chiming in as well. 60 in Frederick, loving the warmer temperatures. Gorgeous outside. Thank you, Mark, she says.
I'll take credit if you liked it. I did it. Yes, that's all right.
Said, looking great, guys, as usual. Have a beautiful day, everybody. She's going to go to the beach today. Another person who's always doing something, just like Joel.
Very good.
Who else here? Oh, Paul asking Susie Q if she's related to a Gary. Apparently, he used to be the mayor in Rogers City. Can't wait to see the answer. Maybe we're making connections here on Facebook Live. Christopher's guessing wind.
Okay.
Judy is guessing sunshine.
Okay.
My mom's watching as well. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
She was watching earlier as well. Saying good morning from Mom and Benji.
Hello, Benji.
Looking like it's going to be a nice day in Port Huron. Benji wants to go for a walk.
Of course he does. You bet.
Probably a couple walks. He likes to
Yeah.
sniff, bark, chase after things. Yeah.
Good dog.
Joel, excuse me, not Joe. Joel is guessing wind. And our friend Austin, Lionel, whatever you want to call him, very little light is what he's guessing here and saying good morning. Hey, Austin.
All right.
And Kathy responding to Christopher. She went to school in Taylor in the late 60s and graduated 74. Jim's.
Oh, you're talking about my chair.
Oh, the Tim. Oh, I get it.
That's not me making the noise. It's the chair. Yeah. Oh,
There it is.
it's that elbow. Yeah. I'm the Tin Man. I need a little oil in my joints. Yeah.
Thanks for connecting the dot. I see what you're talking about, Jim. Gotcha. Mark is saying good morning from Mayo. Kathy is saying fire trucks. Where are we talking about
on the
fire
island.
trucks?
On the island, there's.
Thank you.
Very believable. You know what? Maybe I think that's a news story, just out of curiosity, because we all talk about there's no vehicles.
Yeah.
There has to be some emergency vehicles like a fire truck that you have to.
Yep.
And I'd like to know, literally how many are, because they're probably hidden. Unless they have to be used, they're going to be hidden.
Mhm.
That creates the charm of the island.
Yeah.
But there must be some emergency vehicles,
I've seen an ambulance go down the road. Yeah.
You have it
Yeah,
on the island?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh,
I've
did
seen
you?
an ambulance.
Oh.
I've seen definitely a fire truck and a police car. What's that, Kim?
They had to have something for him, yeah. Right.
Yeah, Gibbs talking here. He was talking about how, I guess, then Vice President Mike Pence was on the island. And yeah, I imagine he would have to have some
But
kind of vehicle.
what I'd like to know about, though, is because the roads are so narrow, obviously, I think it's obvious that most roads can't have passing traffic. It's just like a driveway in some places. So it must be wide enough, though, for some of these vehicles.
Yeah.
I hadn't paid much attention, but some of them look like normal roads around the island, but some of them are kind of narrow.
Yeah.
So,
Gosh, I love that place. I know I saw when they had the Mackinac Policy Conference, it's an annual thing at the Grand Hotel. Some of the news trucks from downstate, I know, had to be ferried over, and they're allowed on the island, satellite trucks, things like that. So I've seen that. There are vehicles on the island. There have been more than we may know.
oh, I didn't know that.
There was one from Detroit that I saw. I don't know how. There's probably a limit on how many of those vehicles, news trucks, can be over there. But
okay.
now with cell phone technology, you don't really need satellites anymore. What's that, Kim? Oh, Gib's talking about how are there 8 SUVs, you said, Gib, when Pence visited in 2019?
Wow.
Gib is sourcing the New York Times for this information. Thanks, Gib, for passing that along. Our friend Annie is watching in Alaska. Angoon, if I'm saying that correctly, Annie. And Christopher is doing his family history. He has family who lived in Georgia. Kathy's guessing wind for the weather quiz.
Right.
Susie Q has apparently been asked about this connection here, this possible connection in her family, but no relation to Gary. She's been asked that a lot. Lou's watching. Said a great morning where she is. And Judy's commenting, one year she was going on her bike ride and saw a dump truck retrieving stuff off of a boat. And yes, went immediately up onto the island. Oops.
Yeah.
She said.
Yeah. I know. It's just, you got to do it, but it just takes away the charm of the place if you see a big dump truck going down the road.
Always love talking about Mackinac Island, one of my favorite places on the planet. It's a great place.
Sure.
Middle of summer, though, it can get pretty busy. You know, my favorite time on the island, if you stay overnight, it's when the last ferry leaves.
Yeah.
And you're left with everybody just who's staying on the island overnight.
That's a very good point. I've never stayed on the island, but that sounds nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then you get some of the locals or the seasonal workers.
Yeah.
And chatting with people, and it's certainly a fun time. Looks like we're all caught up on comments, Mark.
All right. Quiz question. A xeric environment has very little moisture. The word xeric comes from the Greek word for dry. So xeric is dry. And that word is used, I think it's used in medicine in places like if you have dry skin, it might be xeric, something like a prefix into another word. So that's how I've heard it. I just briefly mention, I don't know much about the word or dry skin, but I think that's where I've heard it. And so anyway.
Kind of getting a dry mouth talking so much here.
Yeah, I have a xeric mouth right now.
Coffee or something
That's
here.
right.
Looks like maybe things are freezing up on my end, but I'm not seeing any more comments.
Okay, well we've had a good day today.
Yeah.
We've had a long time. Well, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, good day. Enjoyed the visit. Thanks for joining us. And try it again tomorrow. We'll see you.